Hey, this is Jamie Christensen bringing you highlights from the race tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway, the first official race of the NASCAR Racing League Series. Calvin Ellison is your pole sitter this evening with a qualifying time of 28.966. He was fastest in practice during the week and again in the warm-up series leading up to the start of the race here. He's definitely knows his way around this track, and I think he's going to be one to contend with going into the season. Outside of Calvin is Drew Elliott. He posted a time of 29.114. Should be noted that both Drew Elliott, Raymond Edge, and Brent Rogers all posted that same time as they were swapping setups before the race started, so that obviously showed as they all ran the exact same time. But let's get ready to go live and to the beginning of the race as Calvin Ellison takes him to the green. Looks like we had a little contact back there. Let's go ahead and check that replay here real quick, as Calvin is still leading. Now on board with Dustin Phillips as he's behind the 45 of Corey Wharton. Corey just gets kind of loose there. Is able to collect it, and Dustin just drives on by. Nice save there by the 45. Let's pick up the action now on lap 5 as traffic is starting to intensify back in the pack. Mike Fair is looking on the inside of Drew Elliott in that rusted out pickup truck. Oh, and they make contact there. Sends Drew up into the wall. Ooh, Drew hits it hard again, and he's still able to recover and comes back, but I think it's going to prove to be a long night for Drew Elliott. Let's check on our leader now, Calvin Ellison, in that 28 truck. He's really putting a gap between him and the 8 of Brent Cowboy Rogers. Lap 14, our leader Calvin Ellison is looking to go around Ricky Goodman. Ricky gets loose and sends our leader up into the wall. He's got damage on the right front quarter panel. I think this is going to prove costly as the 8 kind of small blood in the water and starts making his way back up to that leader. Lap 20, Brent Rogers is closing in. And it looks like the 28 of Calvin Ellison is having technical difficulties and actually loses connection from the race, which puts Brent Cowboy Rogers in first place. Let's go to Brent Rogers, lap 26. Leaders coming in for fuel and tires. The 88 of Jamie Christensen is going to follow him in there. The 8 truck of Brent Rogers has had a pretty good true all season long in the preseason Thunder Series and now into this series. Looks like he's taking 4 tires and fuel, and he's going to get back out there on the track. As the pit stops continue, not everybody has the best success getting into pit road, as the 9 of Kevin Cochran goes a little wide and finds himself in the grass, but he's able to collect it and get those tires and fuel. Well, I guess I misspoke, as Kevin missed his pit stop by a mile there. Let's ride with Drew Elliott here in lap 27. Mike Fair gets a little bit loose in front of him, which sends Drew to the outside where he gets loose, and into the wall he goes. Flips that truck over and brings out our first caution of the evening. Like I stated earlier, it was going to be a long night for the truck of Drew Elliott as he tries to collect it and get back out on the track. Let's pick up the action now as Brent Rogers takes him to the green after the caution. 88's on the outside, looking to cut under, grab that lead. Side by side, leaving 2. And it's going to be a shootout for the first position here. Wow, that's some close racing up front there. This Cowboy gets out underneath him and looks to take that lead back after the 88 brings him to the start-finish line on the backstretch now. Rogers looking for that first place. Oh, and they touch. 88 goes into the wall. That looks like they continued their drama that is boiling over from the preseason series. Let's get a different angle on this as they're coming into 3, the 88 and 8 running side by side here and going into the corner, just fighting for real estate. 88 just gets into the back end there of the 8. He's able to collect it. '88 gets going back again but then Ricky Goodman gets into the wall and they get into each other and sends the 88 just end over end. His truck is barely running. He's going to have to bring that one to pit road to get that one fixed. Ricky collects his truck and gets back out on the track as well. A lot of damage sustained there on the 88 and the 4 truck. Here on the restart, let's crank it up for a couple laps. Lap 45 now, we're running with Dustin Phillips as he's in the 3rd position. Going into turn 4. Oh, there's the wall, and Dustin gets loose. He's through the infield and finds himself in the wall. That's a scary ride for him. Let's go ahead and check that from another angle. Right now with Calvin Ellison is just behind Dustin. This is his view. There was some good driving there by Calvin and the 88 and the 23 of Mike Fair to get past that. Lap 76 now. We're drawing into the later part of the race. Drew Elliott brings out the final caution of the evening as he gets loose going into 2. Trucks are able to get behind him, but that was the end of the 71's evening as Drew Elliott had enough and called it a day. Lap 80, as we're getting ready to go to the green flag here, 989 of Butch Frazier takes us to the green. But Brent Cowboy Rogers in that 8 has got a lot of speed in that truck and takes him into turn 1. Some close side-by-side racing as we exit 2. 88's got a nice run drafting on the 8 as they enter into 3. And the 88's able to clear Butch Frazier. 88, however, right here is a lap down, so he's just trying to get his lap back. And the 8 is not going to have any of that as he wants to make sure that any of those lap trucks stay a lap down. Some close racing here, but that 8 truck was awfully fast and starts to pull away from the 88 and the rest of the field. Let's take a look at Raymond Edge here as him and the 88 start to get competitive. 72 looks under the 88 and is able to take the position, but the 88 comes right back underneath him. 88's just not going to let him have the spot. '72 fights back on the outside. It's got a good run. Neck and neck going into 3. You got to really enjoy when 2 drivers out there can really just run some steady lines and not have to worry about what that other driver is going to do. These 2 are showing you how it's done. Again, the 72 with the run underneath the 88. Going into 1. And he takes that position, but the 88 comes right back underneath him. And into 3 they go, coming out of 4. 88's just going to squeak out in front of him. Let's catch up with Brent Rogers on the last lap here. He's got a 3-second lead over Raymond Edge and a 9-second lead over Butch Frazier in that 989 truck. coming into turn 4. Brent Rogers is going to be your winner this evening at Charlotte, taking home the win and the points lead going into the series. He really follows up his strong finish there in the preseason Thunder with back-to-back wins. I think he's going to be someone we're going to have to contend with here all season long, as this veteran has proven to the field that it's going to take a little bit more than just your average racing to get by him. Brent Rogers is just burning down those tires. That's one happy man. His mom would be proud. Let's go ahead and get an interview with the winner right now. All right, congratulations, Cowboy, on that win. It looks like you followed up from the interview and from the preseason Thunder when I asked you about your strategy. You're able to follow it up with a nice win this evening. How'd the race go for you?
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It went pretty good. The AC Delco Chevrolet was on rails tonight. I think Calvin Ellis in there. He had the truck to beat sitting on the pole there, and but he had some issues with his car. So kept the nose clean and everything, and we got to victory lane, and we're happy for that.
Right on. Hey, did you sustain any damage?
I got a little on the rear, just a little. The 88 there. We were fighting for position there going into 3 and 4, and I think he caught me a little bit in the rear, or I caught him in a little bit of front or whatever. But other than that, kept it pretty clean.
Yeah, right on. Can you talk a little bit your thoughts about trying to get into those corners, especially like 1 and 2 and out of 4?
Well, 4 was tricky. If you don't hit it just right, it's hard getting out of there. And we had some late race scare there with Raymond there and his truck strategy, not taking no tires there, but I think it kind of backfired on it. But I think he pulled out a second on that, so I'm happy for him.
All right, good deal. Congratulations on the win this evening. Hopefully your mom's watching, so just wanted to comment on that real quick. And like I said, congratulations on the win.
Thank you very much.
Let's go ahead and get an interview with our second place truck, Raymond Edge. And we're with Raymond Edge right now, new to the league and quite an impressive showing right out of the gate. How'd your race go this evening, Raymond?
We had a pretty good race. Guys up front and qualifying was tight. Top 2, 3, 4 identical times. Everybody ran clean. It was a good race. Congrats to Brent. Pulled it out. I didn't take any tires. I made three mind changes in the pits there, and decided not to take tires and fuel only. And like Brent said, it bit me in the rear.
So on that last pit stop, you didn't take any tires or fuel, or you just took fuel?
I just took fuel only on that one. I was just going to take rights and come back out. I figured gamble on it a little bit. We'll just take fuel only and see where we end up.
Yeah, right on. So kind of midway through the race there, there was a lot of traffic. Can you kind of speak to the conditions out there from your perspective?
It was some good clean racing. A couple of them restarts were a little sketchy. Got into turn 1 a little bit and slid up the track getting in. Had to get around a couple other cars, but it was pretty clean. Not too much to really worry about. Everybody's good, driving good tonight.
Well, good deal. Congratulations on the second place. And just a real quick question: do you have anybody you want to say hi to? I didn't bother asking Brent Cowboy Rogers. He's He only cares about his mom. So, do you have anybody you want to talk to or say hi to?
No, I don't have too many friends.
My mom will probably watch this one, so I'll say hi to my mom this time.
Thanks for jumping in there, Cowboy. All right, congratulations, Raymond.
Congratulations, guys.
Good job, Rami.
Hi to Brent's mom.
Let's take a moment and get a quick interview with our 12th place truck, Ricky Goodman. I know he didn't have a good night this evening, but let's check in on the interview with Ricky Goodman. All right, we got Ricky Goodman here. Just want to say good race. It probably didn't go the way you wanted. You came in dead last, but I know you had some struggles early on. What happened out there?
Yeah, it's just I had a good car at the beginning and tried to go a little too quickly, too early, and got a little loose. Had some issues with the wall not cooperating, but it was going pretty well, and then got into a little trouble and blew an engine, and had a nice view of the race from the rear, but it was fun. Looking forward to the next race. Hopefully we'll get the car up to the finish line next time.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that I ran into you a little bit out there on the track, and we all got to watch Dustin Phillips, take up a little bit of the track and make things interesting. Do you have any? I don't want to say confrontations, but did you have any rivalries out there on the track?
It's still early in the season. I'll let see what happens in the next race, but no, I think for the most part it was a pretty clean race. Couple of bumps here and there, but nothing too crazy. But people better watch out because next time I won't be last. I'll be leading from the front.
Well, you heard it here, folks. Looks like the gauntlet's been thrown down by Ricky Goodman. Congratulations on a good race. Better luck next time. We'll talk to you then. I guess one last question. Do you have anybody you want to give a shout out to? Besides Cowboy's mom?
Well, I'd like to congratulate Cowboy again for the win, and yeah, I'll just my sister's birthday's coming up next week, so I'll say a shout out to her. Happy birthday, Britt.
Nice. Well, thanks for joining us. That wraps up our race recap. Make sure to join us next week, February 11th, as we head to Bristol Motor Speedway, where we're going to turn 180 laps around that short track. Short tracks always bring on a lot of good racing as well as a lot of heated tempers, so make sure to check in for that. I'm sure we'll see more out of the 8 of Brent Cowboy Rogers and the 88 as they continue their rivalry, and we look forward to seeing some new rivalries come into play. We'll see if the 4 Ricky Goodman can follow up on his challenge he threw down to the other drivers in his interview, saying that he's going to be going to the front and everybody's going to be checking him out. Check back then. Check out our website, NAVSCAR.com. That's NAVSCAR.com. See you next time.